Maze. A couple of years ago as a family, we were on holiday in Derbyshire, and one morning we took opportunity to visit Chatsworth House. It's quite a famous visitor attraction in that area. And the children weren't too interested in walking around the house looking at old furniture and statues, but were really interested in the garden with its stepped waterfall, its giant boulders, its 100-metre fountain, and the maze. And both the children went into the maze, and my wife and I stood outside, and the children went around the maze, and as we walked away and went up a hill, we could see at some distance the direction that the maze was taking, but the children had no idea. They were walking up between hedges and coming to dead ends and different pathways and travelling this way and that way. At one point, they became separated, and one of them had gone down one side and one the other, and you could hear them shouting from one side to the other, "Where are you? Go left, go right. Which way is left? Which way is right? Shall I go this way?" And the unfolding story of, for a little while, 15, 20 minutes, they were trapped inside the maze, desperate to find their way out, or to a point where they could either be together to walk along together. Mazes are places, if you've been in them, that have lots and lots of dead ends, lots and lots of different routes, lots and lots of different pathways. And they are designed to catch you out. They are designed to make you stop and change direction. Over the next couple of days, we will hear lots and lots of talk about road maps, about way out, what can we do this, what will happen in such and such a time. I brought along something today for you to have a look at. This is called a labyrinth. It's a pattern of a labyrinth made of oak and designed on a board. And the fascinating thing about labyrinths, which is different to a maze, is the fact that it has one way in and it goes on a continuous journey round and around and around until eventually ending up in the center. It is a continuous journey. It doesn't have a dead end. It doesn't have somewhere to put you off track. It doesn't have somewhere which encourages you to go in a particular way. It is a continuous journey, but offers you moments along that journey to pause and to reflect. Although labyrinths are centuries old, they have in recent time, particularly over the past 5 to 10 years, found a new place in society. And so you will go in some religious buildings like cathedrals and they have them painted on the floor, or they might be outside in various places, and you are encouraged to go on this guided journey, pausing, reflecting, stopping for a while to contemplate where you have been and where you may be going. All of us throughout our lives travel on different pathways. We visit different areas. Some of the places behind me are some of the places which over the years I, together with my family, have travelled. So we got maps of France and maps of Edinburgh. We got maps going throughout Europe as we travel around various places. And those journeys we planned beforehand. So we drive and we work out where we're going to stop. We work out where we're going to rest. We work out where we're going to eat. And we plan our journey as we go forward. Different to children in a maze where you know if perhaps you're going along a particular direction, at one point you're going to come across a dead end and not know where you are and need to turn round and go back. The journey continues ever forward. The encouraging thing with the labyrinth for me is that you get opportunities to pause, to reflect, to stop, and to wait a while. Last year, when I was doing a series of reflections during Lent and in the run-up to Easter at a primary school, I took in round about 10 of these boards, and I divided up the classroom into pairs, and I encouraged the children, one to start at the centre and another to start at the edge. And I got them to close their eyes and slowly but surely run their finger around the journey. And every time it changed direction, I got them to pause to reflect before moving on. There was no way that they were going to reach a dead end and find themselves having to change direction. They were on a continuous journey. Within the Bible, in the Old Testament, there's a book called Proverbs. And in the 3rd chapter of the book of Proverbs, there are these words: "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight." Or trust in the Lord with all your heart. Don't lean on your own understanding, but look to God to be your guide. As we travel forward, as we hear about roadmaps and pathways and this way and that way, consider for a moment that on our journey, which is always moving forward, God journeys with us. He travels with us. He is there with us. And even on those occasions when it appears as though that pathway has stopped and we've reached a dead end, it may well be that God is trying to speak to us. So we pause, we reflect, we think for a moment. We may even pray as we journey onwards. To go back to Chatsworth for a moment, the fascinating thing for us was, as my wife and I climbed up the side of the hill overlooking the maze, we could see exactly everything that was going on. Because we could see all the pathways, we could see all the directions, but whilst the children were in the midst of it, they were having to shout to work out where they were going. It's only when we came up and looked down upon the maze that we could see the directions. In all of our lives, wherever we travel, God is with us. But God sees above. God knows where we are going, and we need to trust in him as we go forward, whatever direction or roadmap that may be. Proverbs again. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not lean on your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. Maze.